Chris Pratt, screen test, Thor 4.
Number 10. Michael Rooker's Snooze, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Quadrant, we need an extraction quadrant.
Ravager.
No!
Ravager.
Yes!
As anyone who has ever worked on a movie will tell you, doing so requires working long days and lots of hours.
Earlier it struck me. Yondu didn't have a talking car, but he did have a flying arrow. He didn't have the beautiful voice of an angel, but he did have the whistle of one.
It's only natural that people get tired. Well, often when you're tired and lie down, you fall asleep, which is what happened to actor Michael Rooker during Yondu's funeral scene at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Back to one.
Now, since the camera wasn't primarily focused on Rooker, him being asleep might not have been a problem, except for the fact that he also started snoring as Chris Pratt was attempting to deliver an emotional, heartfelt eulogy.
Everybody's already there?
As funny as that is, we're a little perplexed as to how no one on the set broke out laughing. Number 9. Funny Monster, Van Helsing.
Here she comes.
I want first bite.
Do you remember that hysterical scene in Van Helsing when Hugh Jackman is fighting that funny monster? Of course not. The film's monsters were meant to be scary and intimidating. But as this blooper shows, not all of them started out that way. And although Jackman is the one who breaks character in the scene, we can't blame him.
You gotta be kidding me.
We're not sure whose idea the noises were, but could you keep a straight face if that monster started making those silly sounds? We know we couldn't.
Here she comes.
Number 8. Uranus Passengers.
Robot control, data net. Good light, red light. So. All right.
Sorry.
Green light, good. Bad light, red.
They say nothing is certain except for death and taxes. Well, we would like to add one more certainty to that short list. The word Uranus is always funny. Sure, we all remember studying the planets in school and the giggles that would break out when the 7th planet from the sun would be mentioned. Well, as much as we pretend it's just funny to immature kids, it isn't.
You know, made the Venus run a bunch of times. Jupiter, Uranus, you name it. And then along came.
Uranus is funny to everyone young and old, especially when mentioned in a serious setting, as is the case with this Lawrence Fishburne speech in the 2016 film Passengers. Although Jennifer Lawrence is the one that breaks, you can tell that they were all thinking it and she just happened to crack first.
You're so talented, I feel like I can't even look at you.
I know, it's like staring into the sun.
I've been acting for the past 45 seconds.
Number 7. Chair Malfunction, Total Recall. The 2012 remake of the 1990 Arnold Schwarzenegger hit takes place on Earth at the end of the 21st century.
We always sit in these exact same seats. For years now. Why?
I don't know. These seats, we have asses. Seems like the logical thing to do.
It's a dystopian future with advanced technology, police robots, flying cars, and a gravity elevator that takes 17 minutes to travel through the Earth's core.
Welcome to the fall. 7:21 a.m. Travel time to the United Federation of Britain, 17 minutes. Dropping in 60 seconds.
However, in this funny outtake from the film, Colin Farrell is forced to go full Flintstones when the futuristic moving chair he's in malfunctions and stops moving. Now, that's what we call thinking on your feet. Or should we say thinking with your feet? Number 6. R2-D2 Fall. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. While Episode 1 received mixed reviews, one thing that was almost universally hated about the film was the introduction of Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, muy, I love you.
You almost got us killed. Are you brainless?
I speak.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. Now get out of here.
No, Mrs. Stay.
And although we would never condone violence, there were no doubt many Star Wars fans who would have loved to knock Jar Jar around a little.
Then skip Episode 1, watch 2 and 3 as a flashback, and then finish with 6.
Okay, so you'd lose most of Jar Jar, all the trade route talk, and the boring Senate hearings, which are like watching C-SPAN with monsters.
And by the looks of this outtake, maybe R2-D2 felt the same way. The truth is, actor Kenny Baker, who was the man inside the droid, probably just couldn't see where he was going.
De boosten oesen om. Jusse all bombard. Jusse all.
But we won't completely dismiss the possibility that it was the Force warning George Lucas about the future feelings towards his new character.
He's embarrassing. But, my friend might have been banished. My forgotten. The bosses would do terrible things to me. Terrible things to me if me going back there.
Number 5. Counting is hard. The Martian. 180, 181, 182. Can you figure out what comes next in this sequence?
Best guess. I forgot to account for the excess oxygen that I've been exhaling when I did my calculations. Because I'm stupid.
If you said 183, you're right. If you said 184, then you're Matt Damon in this very funny blooper from his 2015 film The Martian.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's clean that up. Let's go again, please.
Sorry, guys.
You'd think that it would be a very easy scene to film. All he has to do is draw a few rectangles and write a few numbers in said rectangles.
Don't worry, we're gonna cut this all up. It's gonna be great.
And it's not like he hasn't written numbers on camera before. Remember, this is the guy who solved crazy difficult math problems in Good Will Hunting. Number 4, V versus Hour, Iron Man 3.
Hey kid, what would you like for Christmas?
Mr. Stark, I am so sorry.
No, I think he was trying to say, I want my goddamn file.
It's not your fault, kid.
Actors have a lot of lines to remember, and even the greats mess up sometimes, forgetting a line or even just switching one word for another.
Now I understand. Not this super friend. What's going on? You go around with a bunch of people twice your height and half your age, and you walk around like you...
Happy, I've been off camera for 2 hours. There's no reason to keep going.
Okay.
And while one word here or there might not sound like that big a deal, sometimes one little word can make a really big difference.
Remember what I told you about bullies? You like that, Westworld? That's the thing about smart guys. We always cover our ass.
As is the case with this hysterical blooper from Iron Man 3. When Robert Downey Jr. replaces an hour with a V, the scene goes from superhero action seriousness to everyone laughing, and let's go ahead and try that again.
We always cover the ass.
Number 3, I Love Your Body, X-Men Apocalypse.
It does indeed. What do you do when you wake up to that? I feel a great swell of pity for the poor soul that comes to my school looking for trouble.
Near the end of 2016's X-Men Apocalypse, after the school for gifted youngsters has been rebuilt, Charles Xavier asks his one-time best friend Magneto if he could convince him to stay and help him teach.
You're sure I can't convince you to stay? You're psychic, Charles.
You can convince me to do anything. Goodbye, old friend.
Magneto doesn't take him up on his offer, and the scene ends with friendly goodbyes and good lucks between old friends.
Good luck, Professor.
However, in a take that obviously wasn't going to make it into the movie, Magneto actor Michael Fassbender throws in an "I love your body" as he leaves, which leads James McAvoy as Charles Xavier to say,
I love my body too. Every Tuesday night. And I think of you.
Number 2, Cheap Hammer, Thor: The Dark World. Just as Captain America has his shield and Wonder Woman has her lasso, Thor has his hammer. The hammer only he, or someone worthy, can lift. The hammer of a god.
Anyone else?
But while all the talk is about how the person holding the hammer must be worthy, what about the hammer itself? Because in this outtake from Thor: The Dark World, the hammer doesn't look to be worth much more than a couple bucks when the head goes flying off the handle mid-fight. Maybe it means that Chris Hemsworth isn't worthy, although we sure don't believe that.
First time since Bifrost was destroyed, the 9 realms are at peace. They're well reminded of our strength, and you have earned their respect and my gratitude.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. The Talking Dead, Inglourious Bastards. It looks like dead men do talk.
I am not dead. I just pretended.
Spock Oops, Star Trek. Live long and try to remember your lines.
You're coming with us, right?
No, Jim. My destiny... Oh,
Keep Trying, The Usual Suspects. It's not easy when the actors off-screen are messing with you.
I'm going to. I knew that.
There, see?
You get real. You're such a dick.
Number 1, The Gloves, The Silence of the Lambs. If we're talking serious movies, there's no film on this list more serious than The Silence of the Lambs.
I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.
And yet, the film produced 3 of the funniest bloopers we've seen in a long time, 2 of which feature stars Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins, each of whom won Academy Awards for their performances in the film. First up, we find Foster demanding the hokey pokey.
Freeze! Put your hands on your hips. Hands on your hips. Do the hokey pokey!
Next, we have an amazing Sylvester Stallone impression from Anthony Hopkins.
This one is for you, Adrian. Now you, Paulie. Let's go for it. Rocky 5. Let's do it now.
And finally, we have this wonderfully lengthy outtake starring a pair of latex gloves. See if you can keep a straight face as long as this actor does.
You can see that happening?